Hi, my name's Kayla, and I'm going to do a video on how to tie the Taylor Swift leather bracelet. The reason I'm doing this is because when I first got the bracelet, I was so confused, and I looked up a lot of videos, and most of them had the bracelets where you have, like, you tie it, and you have the knots, like these little things, like you'd have a knot and the tails be hanging out, or there'd just be a giant clump of leather right there, and it really, really bothered me. So instead, I just kind of fooled around with it, and I have the Speak Now one that I got last year, and I have my sister's Fearless one. And basically, this is kind of the end product if you want this kind of a knot. It's a little bit more thick because I wrap the tails on the inside so they don't hang out, but the knot is only this big, so it's really small, and I prefer it. It doesn't bother me. So basically, I'm just going to start. And I have issues doing it on my wrist, so I'm not even going to attempt to take it off. And I find that my iPhone, it's an iPhone 5, is about the perfect width for my wrist. So I just tie it around my iPhone. So find like a water bottle or something that'll work. So basically I start and I put the iPhone right in the middle of the Fearless or Speak Now, whatever that is. And I set it in the middle. And I take the Taylor Swift side. It really doesn't matter what side you use, but I'm going to use the Taylor Swift side. And I put it through the hole. And when I put it through the hole, because the leather is so wide, I like to bend it so that the inside of the leather is on the inside of the bend, or fold, I guess. And I just stick it through the hole. And my sister doesn't use this as often, so it's not as, the holes aren't as stretched out. And don't be afraid to do that, because at first I was really like, oh, I don't want to ruin it. But it's okay. Like, it's actually easier if the holes get bigger and they don't rip. So you put it through like that, and then you take this side and you do the same thing. Yeah, do the same thing. Okay. I'm gonna take my cell phone out. And I mean, I can do this with one hand. It just takes longer, so I'm just gonna do it with two. Okay, so you have this tail, it went through this side, right, and it's kind of underneath, and then you put the other tail through that hole, and it's pretty self-explanatory. So you have the Taylor Swift on the outside, and then the other tail, or end, is on the inside. So basically you could take this and just wrap it around on the inside if you wanted to, which I do at the end. So then you want to tighten it to whatever width. The knot is smaller, obviously, if you tighten it more, but I don't know, that's too small for my wrist. Normally it's about this size that I do it at. And now it gets kind of tricky. So I take this part, just kind of flatten it. I take the Taylor Swift side, and I kind of turn it, and I wrap it underneath, like this. And I stick it, let me see how I did this. Sorry, I should make this hole bigger. So I have this kind of gap in between these two, right here. And I take this Taylor Swift side and I put it into that gap, and I kind of twist it around, and I stick it back through this hole right here. Let's see if I can do this. These holes need to get stretched out. So I bend it and I stick it back through. I'll edit this part out so it goes faster. Okay. See, it's kind of hard right now. Okay, let me kind of get this straightened out a bit. And also, another benefit of this style is that I just flip it on and off. So once you get it tied, and if you keep it loose enough, like I used to wear it tighter so I'd have to untie it, but now I keep it loose. Very pliable yet. Okay. I'll explain it once I finish this. Just kind of got to get it to a certain point where they're both okay. Put them both at the same side. Okay. So basically all I did was I took this Taylor Swift part, which was on the outside here, I wrapped it under and I basically stuck it through the same hole on that side. So I put it under and in between, and then now these two strips are going through the same hole, and they're just lined up like this. So all you have is this nice little knot here, and you can kind of manipulate them so it just creates kind of like this, that kind of like a little bump, and if it's smaller it'll just be a really pretty like little circle. And it's really out of the way, it doesn't bother me at all, and if it kind of points up you can kind of stick it through, whatever, you can manipulate it. So then you just line these two up on the inside, see they went through the hole on the inside. You line them up and you just wrap them around the bracelet. And this is kind of small, so you just kind of loosen it out, and then the knot gets bigger. Like, see how it's more stretched out on mine than here? And you just wrap it around here. So this one's really small. I would definitely recommend making it bigger. But basically, you just have this bracelet, and you can just slip it on. And see, you have the layers on the inside, but they really don't, they bother me a lot less than, like, it doesn't feel that big on my wrist, especially if I wear it right here. And all you have is this little knot here. So I definitely recommend this if the ties bother you. And if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. So thank you.